Hello, welcome. Today I'm gonna be making a 1920s swimsuit. No, that's not right. I'm making two swimsuits. Yeah, I'm making two swimsuits. I'm gonna see what I can get done in a week. So, just between you and me, I've never made a swimsuit before. Oh, the 1920s was kind of like this revolutionary time in women's swimwear. You know, before they used to wear like poofy bloomers and just full-on dresses into the water. And in the 20s, all these revolutionary fashion changes came about and women started wearing a bit more fitted swimsuits that showed off more of their skin than ever before. But there were like a ton of restrictions on women's swimsuits because, you know, gotta stay classy, ladies, I guess. The beaches would have these policemen just roaming around with their rulers measuring women's swimsuits, specifically if they were 6 inches above the knee. So that's kind of what it was like for these 1920s women who wore these, for the times, really risque and exposing bathing suits. So to be sustainable, I went thrifting for the fabrics I'm going to be using today. You want to see what I got? Fabric number 1, we're going for very old-timey, like burglar, like I'm going to prison, but make it summertime. This is just a maternity dress. It's really stretchy fabric. Basically, the swimsuits in the 1920s were made out of wool, but I don't have that kind of money to buy like 100% wool. And again, like sustainability, go thrifting. There were striped bathing suit looks in the 1920s, but they were like usually paired with some sort of shorts, or maybe they just looked a little bit different than this. I want to go for like flapper, cutting edge for the time, high fashion swimsuit. And we're going for like a little belt because a lot of 1920s swimsuits have belts. It's kind of funny, because at the time the waistline really was non-existent because the 20s had the very low waistline that were pretty much like sacks. But in swimsuits, you really like got to see some definition in the waist. Look number 2. So this is another really stretchy knit fabric. Again, it's not wool. Both of these items are larger than my size, so that way I can adjust them however I want. Okay, let's go! So this is the look I'll be going for. A one piece with maybe a lower back. I don't know. I'm going to take this maternity dress and cut off the sleeves and make it in shorts at the bottom. And first, well, I tried seam ripping, but that took too long. So get out the scissors because it's easier. So I'm going to make this a little bit lower. I'm going to take the sides in. Then I'll take a Sharpie and mark exactly how long I want my shorts to be. Then I cut out the bottom piece and I set that aside for later. Then I took out the side seams so I could re-sew it to fit me better. Put your stitch setting on the longest stitch. And remember to pull a little bit as you sew because this is a stretch fabric, so that way it can stretch still. To make the bottom part into shorts, I measured where the center of the garment is and I cut a little line. Spread them. I had a ton of this extra fabric laying around, so I'm going to use this as a mock-up fabric to make the little crotch insert. Don't like that word, crotch, not fun. And then I made this, and it's a little uneven, but it's the basic shape. I love sewing and pattern making because you're going to think you're going to need a huge shape and so much more fabric than you actually need, and it turns out you just need this. Then I cut that out in the fashion fabric, pinned it into the crotch, and sewed it in. And then for the skirt piece, because they always had like a little skirt piece over top of their bathing suits for some reason, you pin that on to fit you better, and you sew it on. And then for the collar, I wanted it a little bit lower, so I made it a little bit lower, as well as the back. And I just cut into the pieces. The back was just like this deep V shape. Then I folded the raw edges over and sewed them down. So today's bathing suits usually have some sort of padding in the bra because, you know, when things get wet, they get a little see-through. But as far as my research has showed me, there wasn't padding in the 1920 swimsuits. A lot of these ladies, Like, this just goes to show how risque these swimsuits were for the time. Like, they're focusing on the length of the shorts. What about the fabric? Like, the police, call the police, because these ladies are showing everything. The 1920s, man, they were crazy, you know, because I remember. Moving on to look number 2, it's the red one. I'm taking this red thrifted sweater, and I'm just using the swimsuit I made previously as a pattern for this. Then I took my scissors and just demolished it, just chopped it up, and I sewed the sides up. And for the shorts, I did the same exact process as the previous one. Then I'm going to take the same diamondy shape as before and cut it out and put that in the 1920s crotch. Oh, I love the word crotch. It's just a great word, isn't it? Front, and back. And then you sew it. So I needed an umbrella really fast, so I ordered one on Amazon. Usually I don't buy from Amazon because I try to buy like secondhand and thrift things, but I needed this and I knew I would use it again for other projects and other things. And I just got it in the mail and I'm going to open it. I hope it's not too small. Scissors, give me the scissors. This is probably not the best way to do this, but that one. Okay. Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. Now I'm gonna go outside to open this up because I'm not saying I'm a superstitious person, but it's never bad to err on the side of caution. I went outside and the weather has not been very summery because it started sprinkling. Not gonna lie, kind of trippy. Well, the fit's ready, so let's go. This vintage look requires short hair, a short swimsuit, socks and shoes, and a little headscarf. And yes, they wore full-on boots to the beach back then. So the sun decided not to be alive anymore. It's gonna be cold as heck at the beach, but you know, I've got to do it for the reveal.
Hello to all you summertime beachgoers out there. Are you looking for a nice suit that will get you through the summer in a fashionable way? Well, you're in luck, because this tutorial will make you look like a glamorous burglar as well. Let's frolic in the water in our boots. Yes, I love sand in my plastic boots.
So then the sun came out for like a second, which was nice. Nice. Ah! This thing is very comfortable. I mean, it's just like a stretchy fabric, so, you know. And it's got this very convenient flap. And you can, like, put things in it for use. And for the second one, it's great. It's more simple. I like the color. And it's great for lounging by your pool, because, you know, I have one of those. Everything seems to be turning out perfectly. The sun came out. I've got a nice pool. But, and I just want to let you know, beware of pool ducks. They will steal from you.
California girls were undeniable. Daisy Dukes bikinis on top. Ooh, sun-kissed skin so hell.
Well, didn't know what else to say. 1920s. Wild times.